All right, so today we're diving into the world of blockchain,
Oh, yeah.
specifically how it's impacting New York City.
Okay.
Our main source is this LinkedIn article. It's called Blockchain in the Big Apple.
Right.
And we've got a few other snippets, too,
Okay.
to highlight different ways blockchain is being used.
Right.
So get ready for like a whirlwind tour.
Sounds good.
We're going to see how blockchain is changing things in finance, national security, even politics.
Wow.
So New York City,
Yeah.
it's not just dipping its toes into blockchain.
Right.
It's going all in.
It makes sense.
You know, it's always been a financial hub,
Absolutely.
but now it's a breeding ground for blockchain innovation.
Yeah, what's really striking is that they're not just letting things run wild.
Right.
They've got this thing called the bit license.
Yeah, the bit license, it's their way of kind of like taming the crypto beast.
Exactly. Think of it as like setting some ground rules for a brand new game.
Right.
One with incredibly high stakes.
So it's about preventing like the Wild West scenario.
Precisely. The bit license mandates a bunch of things,
Okay.
like anti-money laundering compliance, cybersecurity standards, and consumer protection measures.
Oh, wow.
It's had its critics, of course.
I can imagine.
Some say it's stifling innovation. Others say it's totally necessary
Right.
to safeguard the financial system.
It definitely sounds like a balancing act,
For sure.
but it's not just the regulators who are paying attention.
No.
Some of the biggest names on Wall Street are diving headfirst into blockchain.
Oh, you talk about those giants.
Yeah, like JP Morgan Chase and NASDAQ.
Right.
And they're not just experimenting.
Oh, okay.
They're using it to streamline their core operations.
So like real-world applications.
Exactly. JP Morgan, for instance, has this platform called Onyx,
Onyx.
which they're using for things like cross-border payments
Interesting.
and settling securities trades.
Oh, they're really going for it.
They are. But what about those startups?
Yeah, the little guys?
Where do they fit in?
Well, New York City is teaming with them.
Really?
Like, take Consensus, for example.
Okay.
They're developing decentralized applications
Right.
and enterprise solutions.
Pushing the boundaries?
One of their projects is really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
It's a digital identity system
Okay.
that would give people more control over their data.
So it's not just about finance anymore.
It's spreading.
It's like blockchain is weaving its way into all sorts of different sectors?
You're absolutely right. Our sources point to its impact on real estate,
Uh-huh.
healthcare,
Okay.
even supply chain management right here in the city.
So, like, we're talking about tracking property ownership,
Exactly.
streamlining medical records,
Yeah.
ensuring authenticity of goods.
All using blockchain.
It's becoming the city's new digital infrastructure.
It really is.
Huh.
And that brings us to something you might not expect.
What's that?
National security.
Wait, the military is interested in blockchain.
Oh, yeah.
That's not something you hear every day.
The U.S. Senate Committee on Armed Services
Okay.
has actually directed the Department of Defense
Wow.
to explore how it can be used for national security.
Huh. Are they thinking of, like, using it to track weapons?
It's more about ensuring the integrity of data
Okay.
and securing critical infrastructure.
So, like, preventing counterfeiting,
Exactly.
protecting against cyber attacks.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the Senate's serious about this.
So, yeah.
They've requested a briefing on pilot programs and research by April 1st, 2025.
That's coming up quick.
And it's not just the military. Even the Republican National Committee
Really?
is advocating for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency adoption.
Wow.
This technology is attracting attention from all sides.
That's for sure.
So blockchain is going from like the fringes to the mainstream.
Yeah. It's definitely in the spotlight now, but
Yeah.
it kind of brings up an interesting question.
Yeah, what's that?
How do we find order within a decentralized system?
Yeah, that's
This is like a paradox.
Yeah, you've hit on a crucial point there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, on the one hand,
Okay.
there's this vision of a world
Okay.
free from the control of like governments and big corporations,
Mm-hmm.
where power is distributed to the people,
Right.
but complete decentralization
Yeah.
might not actually be practical
Okay.
or even desirable.
So is that dream of
Yeah.
a truly decentralized world
Mhm.
just an illusion?
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
It's more about finding the right balance.
Okay.
Our sources suggest that a hybrid approach might be the key.
Okay. A hybrid approach. What
Yeah.
would that look like?
Well, imagine a system
Huh.
where blockchain provides like that secure and transparent foundation,
Mm-hmm.
but we also have some mechanisms in place
Okay.
to ensure accountability
Right.
and address issues like fraud,
Hmm.
or disputes.
So like a city with traffic lights,
Exactly.
but the lights are powered by blockchain.
Yeah, I like that analogy.
Makes them tamper-proof and incorruptible.
Precisely. But
Yeah.
this is where education and awareness become absolutely crucial.
Because people need to understand it.
Yeah, we can't just expect people to understand blockchain overnight
Right.
and its implications.
We need to demystify it
Exactly.
and empower people to engage with it.
Think about it.
Yeah.
If people don't understand how it works,
Right.
they're less likely to trust it.
Makes sense.
And without trust, it's going to be very difficult for this technology to truly reach its full potential.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, one area where this is especially important
Yeah,
is financial inclusion.
absolutely.
How do we make sure that blockchain benefits everyone?
Right.
Not just those who are already like technologically savvy
Right.
and financially secure.
Well, our sources highlight several challenges.
Okay, like what?
Data security,
Okay.
unequal access to technology,
Mm-hmm.
and the need for responsible regulation.
Okay, well, let's start with data security then.
Okay.
How can we make sure that people's financial information
Mm-hmm.
is protected in a system
Right.
that's inherently decentralized?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
This is where innovations like zero-knowledge proofs come in.
Zero knowledge proofs.
Yeah, they allow you to prove you have certain information
Okay.
without revealing the information itself.
So like proving you're over 21
Exactly.
without showing an ID.
That's the idea.
Okay, that would be pretty handy.
Yeah, but what about those who lack access to technology?
Right, not everyone has a smartphone. Not
Exactly.
reliable internet.
Bridging the digital divide is essential.
So we need initiatives that promote digital literacy and expand access to technology.
Especially in developing countries.
It's about making sure everyone has a chance to participate.
Right.
But even with access and security,
Yeah,
there's still the question of regulation.
absolutely. Regulation is key. We need a framework
Yeah,
that balances innovation
Yeah.
with consumer protection.
especially for those who are vulnerable.
Exactly. It's about creating a responsible and sustainable ecosystem.
So we need like governments, businesses, and civil society all working together.
It sounds like we need a collaborative effort
Yeah.
to make this happen.
And speaking of the future,
Okay.
what are some potential benefits blockchain could bring?
Well, one area with huge potential is healthcare.
Healthcare. Okay.
Imagine your medical records
Mm-hmm.
securely stored on a blockchain,
Okay.
accessible only to you and your doctor.
So no more paper records.
Right. It goes beyond convenience, too.
Okay.
Blockchain could streamline clinical trials,
Right.
track pharmaceuticals,
Wow.
even facilitate organ donation.
Revolutionize the whole system.
Exactly. Make it more efficient, transparent.
And patient-centric.
Exactly. And what about education?
Education. Okay.
Imagine diplomas and certificates
Mhm.
stored on a blockchain.
Verifiable anywhere in the world.
Exactly. This could transform credentials,
Yeah.
eliminate fake degrees,
Right.
open up opportunities for lifelong learning.
It's like democratizing education.
That's the power of this technology.
Yeah.
It can empower individuals and community.
But we need to acknowledge the potential downsides, too.
Of course, every technology has its downsides.
Yeah. What are some concerns?
Well, like any powerful tool,
Mm-hmm.
blockchain can be misused.
Okay.
We've already seen cryptocurrencies used for like illicit activities.
Right.
And there were concerns about the environmental impact.
Right. Of some networks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not a cure-all.
Yeah.
It's up to us to ensure that blockchain is used responsibly and ethically.
It feels like we're at a crossroads
Yeah.
with this incredible tool,
Mhm.
and the choices we make now
Right.
will determine its future.
You put it well, and it highlights the importance of dialogue and critical thinking.
So what questions should we be asking?
But we need to be thinking about who controls it,
Mm-hmm.
how it's being used,
Right.
what the long-term implications might be.
So approach it with some healthy skepticism.
Exactly. We need informed and nuanced conversations
About the future we want,
where technology serves humanity.
not the other way around.
Exactly.
That's a good message for our listeners.
Yeah, they're smart and curious.
And that's why these deep dives are valuable.
They let us explore complex topics
They challenge assumptions.
and spark conversations.
It's a journey of discovery.
But you know, with all this talk about the future,
Yeah.
I can't help but wonder what's next.
What unexpected applications?
Might emerge in the next few years. Yeah, it's hard to say, but that's what's so exciting about
You
it.
know, right?
Hmm?
We've talked about blockchain like revolutionizing healthcare, education, even governments.
Right.
But what about something completely out there? Like,
Yeah.
what about using blockchain to verify the authenticity of art?
Oh, interesting.
or collectibles.
That's already happening.
It is.
People are using blockchain to track the provenance of artwork.
Really?
So buyers know they're getting the real deal.
Wow.
And it's not just for like high-end art either.
Oh, okay.
You could use it to verify anything.
Like what?
Vintage sneakers,
Oh, wow.
rare trading cards.
That's crazy. I never would have thought of that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
What about something even more out there?
Okay.
Could you use blockchain to track like the environmental impact of products?
Oh, that's a good one.
So consumers could make more sustainable choices.
Absolutely. There are companies working on that right now.
Really?
Imagine scanning a product with your phone
Okay.
and seeing its entire supply chain,
Wow.
from raw materials to manufacturing,
Okay.
all verified on a blockchain.
So you could see its carbon footprint,
Exactly.
water usage,
Yep.
even labor practices.
It's all there.
That would be amazing.
It would give consumers so much power
Yeah.
to make informed decisions.
And it could incentivize companies
Right.
to be more sustainable.
Knowing that consumers have access to that information.
It's like a win-win. The possibilities really do seem limitless.
They do.
We've only just scratched the surface here.
I think so.
But this brings up another question.
Okay. What's that?
With all this innovation,
Mm-hmm.
is there a risk that things move too fast?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
Yeah, could we end up with a system that's too complex
Okay.
or too difficult to regulate?
That's a valid concern for sure.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important to have these conversations, to think critically
Right.
about the implications of this technology.
So we need to be proactive.
Yes, absolutely.
Not just wait and see what happens.
We need to shape the development of this technology.
Right, from the start.
I agree.
And that's where you, the listener, come in.
That's right.
The more you understand about blockchain, the better equipped you'll be.
To make informed decisions.
Knowledge is power, after all.
It really is.
And blockchain is a powerful tool. It has the potential to reshape our world.
Whether it's transforming finance,
Yeah.
revolutionizing healthcare, or giving people control of their data.
Blockchain is already making its mark.
It really is.
So to our listeners, we say this.
Okay.
Stay curious. Stay informed.
They engage.
The blockchain revolution is happening,
Yeah.
and you have a role to play in its future.
Who knows? Maybe you'll be the one to develop the next groundbreaking blockchain application.
The one that changes everything.
It's an exciting time to be alive, that's for sure.
It really is. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into blockchain.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you learned something new,
And
challenged your assumptions.
maybe spark some new ideas.
Until next time,
Yes.
keep exploring, keep questioning
Keep pushing the boundaries.
of what's possible.
Ah.
We